by popular demand, a lot of people have questions about getting into the trucking industry, and I am here to give you some answers. I will tell you that a lot of this stuff is going to be Missouri based because that's where I'm located and that's where my company is located. So you will have to double check with some of this information to make sure it's the same in your state. So let's get on to it. So on TikTok, I've had a handful of people reach out to me asking about how exactly can you get into trucking. So this information I'm giving right now is basically from those questions. We can start off with the basic stuff, and I say basic because sometimes you know how you know information and you just assume that everybody else knows too. I'm that person and I assume that a lot, so I'm not going to assume it with this video because I'm not sure how much information you guys know. Some people have never opened a business before, so they just don't know. So your first step is going to be to register your business, and you would do that with whatever state that you live in. You would do it through the Secretary of State. You can register as an LLC. That's how mine is registered, but it just depends. I'm not sure what everyone's situation is, so you just have to kind of ask some questions and figure that part out. Mine is an LLC. You can do it yourself, or there are companies out there and people out there who will charge you to do it. Me personally, I think it's simple enough for anybody to just do it themselves. It's super simple. Don't spend the extra money. And then you're also going to need an EIN number. Now the EIN number, you would get that through the IRS. You can Google it. Literally, you can get on the internet and Google apply for EIN, and it's going to literally pop up the website, and you can do it through the website. It is free. So if you go to a website and they trying to charge you for a EIN number, log out. It ain't real, because you can do it for free. You don't have to pay for an EIN number. Also, there are companies out there that will try to solicit you and say, hey, for blah 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 amount of money, I can do X, Y, and Z, and I'm willing to bet everything that they're trying to offer you, you can do it on your own. Another thing is you have to go get your CDL. You can't be trying to, have no trucking company. You ain't got no CDL, or at least hire someone with the CDL. And I'll be honest, I don't have a CDL. My husband does. I can't really give you guys insight on getting a CDL, how to get it, because I've never done it before. And if it wasn't for my husband, we literally wouldn't know anything about CDLs. So Google that. I'm pretty sure you can find some information. I know there are schools that you can go to get your CDL license. Coming out of school, I will tell you this, that a lot of the big companies will try to hire new CDL drivers straight out of school. And a lot of the smaller companies cannot hire those people because of insurance purposes. I will get into a little deeper into detail about that later, but keep that in mind. If you're just starting and you have no experience in driving trucks, and you say, I'm going to get my CDL, I'm going to buy my own truck, I'm going to get my own authority, I'm running on my own, the problem you're going to run into is the insurance part. So you get your CDL, then you would have to apply for your DOT and MC number. You can apply for those on the FMCSA website. And I'm sorry, I do have notes here, y'all, so I ain't missing nothing. I had wrote me some notes so I can make sure I tell y'all all the tea about getting into trucking. So yeah, so the FMCSA website, that's how you will apply for your DOT and your MC number. Those are required. The MC number for sure is required in order for you to run over state lines. So if you live in Missouri, and I stay really close to Illinois, so if I wanted to do business in Missouri but I wanted to go over to Illinois 30 minutes away to pick up a load, I have to have that MC number to do so, and the DOT number to do so. Then you're gonna buy a truck. That's preference on how you buy that truck. You can finance it, you can lease it, you can buy it cash. I will be honest, our first 2 trucks, we purchased cash. Well, our first truck, we traded a BMW, but we did give them cash on top of the BMW. And then our second truck, we paid all cash for it. If I had the chance to do that again, would I? Yes. But it's not a must. Like, it's not gonna make or break you if you're not able to purchase a truck with cash. There's a lot of places that do financing. There's a lot of places that will do financing for people who have no or bad credit. There's options out there when it comes to buying trucks. I'm not gonna go into detail about how to find a truck and what to look for in a truck, because I don't want to feel like I'm responsible if y'all go and get a truck and it, you know, and y'all get the wrong thing and y'all be like, oh, well, y'all said that all I had to do was look for X, Y, and Z. I don't want that responsibility. So I'm not gonna go into detail. All I will say is, it's kind of like buying a car. You know, you kind of got to use your common sense. If you go look at a truck and it ain't running right, then you need to walk away from that truck, just like you would if you were purchasing a car. With a truck, it's a little more intense because this is something that you're going to be driving long distances. So you want to make sure that truck is in tip-top shape. However, don't get the idea that the more you spend on a truck, the newer the truck is, the less problems you're gonna have. We've had brand new trucks that had just as much issues as our old trucks. So it's just kind of one of those things. It comes with the territory, trust me. So once you get your truck, of course you're gonna have insurance. Insurance is expensive as hell, but you have to have it. It is required for you to have at least $750,000 liability, at least $100,000 cargo for cargo coverage, and then you're going to want to have coverages on your truck itself if it becomes, you know, if you're in an accident and it's damaged or something, to get that repaired. It's expensive, but it's a requirement. Your MC number, like, if you had insurance, say for instance, if you got insurance and you decided you didn't want to pay the bill, you know how y'all be riding around here and y'all didn't let y'all insurance lapse and stuff. When it comes to trucking, it's not as easy to do that, because as soon as you call a broker to book a load, that broker is going to see that your insurance is canceled. We can't give you this load because your insurance is canceled. So it's not like a regular car insurance, truck insurance. They be on it, and they be making sure that people insurance policies are active. I am an insurance agent. I do insure semi trucks. If you are in Missouri, Illinois, or Georgia, hit me up. I might be able to help you out. Also with the insurance, while we're on the subject of insurance, most insurance companies, I have put it this way, I have not seen an insurance company that does not have this requirement. Most insurance companies, they require you to have your CDL for at least 2 years. So that's why I say that it's hard for someone to say, oh, I'm going to trucking, I'm gonna get my CDL, buy me a truck, and I'm going into my own business, I don't want to work for nobody. Yeah, but insurance wise, most insurance companies are not going to want to insure you because you have not had your CDL long enough. So that's why a lot of people, they, you know, get their CDL and they go work for a large company, or they, you know, do a lease program with a company to, you know, lease a truck, and they're like owner operator. Or you can be an owner operator, because when you're an owner operator, well, I lied. Take that back. You can't be an owner operator unless it's with a large company. If it's with a large company like Swift or those big name companies, yes. Those big name companies, they are self-insured, so they are able to insure people right out of school from getting their CDL, whereas smaller companies like myself, we are not able to insure someone coming straight out of school that just got their CDL. We can't do it. Insurance ain't gonna let us. So keep that in mind. I know I've seen people who get their CDL, they'll go drive for a company for 2 years, and then after that, bam, they go into business for themselves, which that's an option too. Plus, you get out there and you get some experience. You're just not jumping out there not knowing anything about the industry, anything about driving, and here you are with your own company and you don't know what the hell you're doing. So it's a good idea to just go drive for a large company for a couple of years, just to kind of get your feet wet before you jump out there to do your own thing. Also, you will have to get plates on your semi truck. I said this in my last video, but I'm gonna say it again. Do not go to your local DMV trying to register your semi truck. Don't do it, because it's not gonna work. That's not the right plate, honey. You need an apportion plate. So what an apportion plate means is that each state that you run in, those states will get a portion of the registration fees that you pay. So each year you have to get these plates renewed every year, and each year you have to report what states you ran in and how many miles you ran in each state, and that's how they calculate how much you have to pay to renew your plates. It is expensive. It could cost a couple of $1,000s a year to renew your plates, and you normally have to renew them in December of each year. But you would have to call your state, your particular state, to get those apportion plates. Whatever you do, just don't go to your local DMV, because they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. They might not even look at you like you're crazy. They might go ahead and take your little money and give you a regular plate, and then as soon as you out there trying to run these loads in other states and stuff, and you get pulled over by DOT, they're gonna hit you with a big old fine. Another thing is a factoring company. Factoring companies are good because, so basically when you're out on your own and you're booking loads, it can take brokers anywhere between 60 to 90 days to pay you for a load that you did. Some people don't have 60 to 90 days to be waiting on their money. Like, I do a load, I'm gonna need my money. So some people will go and get a factoring company. Factoring company, what they do is they purchase your bills. So if you do a load, you drop that load, they give you a bill, you submit that bill to the factoring company. The factoring company will pay you right then and there, will pay you up front. Most of the time it's within 24 hours they will pay you for that load, and then the factoring company will then wait for the broker to pay out on the load. The factoring company, they do charge you a percentage, so they can charge up to 5% per bill to pay you your money up front, and then they wait on it on the back end. It's good if you're somebody who don't have the cash flow, or don't have a nice little chunk of savings where you can kind of live off of for the first couple of months until your payments start kind of rolling in. But if you're someone who you're basically using your last to start this company, you're gonna want to find yourself a factoring company. And honestly, I wouldn't do a contract with a factoring company that's trying to charge me anything more than like 4%. 5% is that's kind of high. It's kind of high. Another thing is you have to have electronic logs. Electronic logs. Oh, electronic logs. We were so upset when the whole electronic log thing started. It was like, what? And all the new rules that came out and stuff like that. However, I have found that the electronic logs, they have come in handy here within the last year or so, because it's keeping track of your miles. So when I go to renew our plates, or when I go to file our IFTA, which is your highway tax, your heavy highway taxes, I don't have to like go an extra mile trying to keep up with the miles that each truck is running. It's all in that system, that electronic system, and it breaks it down for me by truck, by states, I mean all that stuff. So all I gotta do is pull the reports and bam, they're right there. But the electronic log, it basically automatically tracks your mileage. Whereas a year or so ago you were doing it manually, where you had to go into the truck stop and buy the logs, and you had to put, okay, I started driving at this time, I stopped driving at this time. It's not like that anymore. It's all electronic. ELD is a good company. I think they charge like $100 a year, and they send you a little device or whatever to stick in your truck, and you're good to go. And then the last thing that I have on my list is a fuel card. Now, I think it's a good idea to have a fuel card to kind of keep up with your fuel. And it also, because when you have to do your IFTA taxes, that you have to have the mileage that you run in each state, but you also have to have the fuel that you purchased in each state. So my fuel card, I just pull the reports, is right there. It's telling me, okay, you had this many gallons in this state, you know, that many gallons in that state. So it's kind of easy. Also, it helps us keep track of the fuel, where it's not coming out of our account. We're not using a credit card, a regular credit card for it. Our fuel account, you know, we fuel everything on that card. We use that card for it, and it comes out of our account every week. So anything we fuel Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday is going to come out of our account that following Wednesday. So if, you know, we pay it weekly, so it helps us kind of keep up with it. Some people do use a personal credit card for fuel. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of based on preference, in my opinion. So I don't ramble on. I hope I gave y'all some good information. Again, there's only so much information I could tell y'all. I'm sorry I can't hold y'all hand and really walk y'all through this, but I can just kind of give you drop some information here and there, and then y'all can kind of research and, you know, kind of figure out more detail about it on your own. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment. I'll try to answer it the best that I can. But other than that, thank you for watching, y'all.